Hello and happy Saturday. This is Ray Eason with the Ancient Tree of Life channel. It is currently 1:06 on December 14th, 2019. I'm heading to Los Angeles to see some family members and friends, so I'm pretty stoked and excited. If you haven't already done so, please follow my YouTube page. Go ahead and check out the videos there and subscribe. You get full-length videos to all these videos instead of just the 55-second clips that are posted. So go ahead and click the link in my profile and jump on over to YouTube. So what is Saturday about? Every time I put out one of these videos, it's usually dealing with a particular day, or it's dealing with a particular aspect of metaphysical, esoteric, or the metaphysical or comedic sciences that we've been talking about and learning. So Saturday, what is Saturday? I typically don't do videos on Saturday because I'm usually doing other stuff, but since I'm on the road, I'm in the car, in the miniature, in the mini, driving to LA, I thought this was the prime time to go ahead and talk a little bit about it. So Saturday, what is Saturday? Most of the days of the week, have some sort of symbolism or link to a particular planet of some sort, right? We've got Sunday, which is the sun, Monday, which is the moon. Tuesday is a little bit weird because it's Tues is not necessarily Mars, but there's probably some ancient link there that I just haven't found or seen yet. Wednesday, I think it's with the winds. I think it has something to do with the winds. And the winds are representative of Gemini, which is the mercurial energy, or mercurial, which is what the scribe energy is, the energy of divination and prophecy and pulling down information. Thursday is the day of systematic order, law, and rule, which is what magic or nature or natural magic, the linkage of all these fragmented things together, represents. Friday is the day of Venus, which is love, beauty, community. And Saturday is the day of Saturn, right? Saturday, Saturn. And Saturn is linked to the energy of ancestral energy. It's an energy which, if you have issues meditating on particular days of the week, especially Tuesday, Saturday is kind of like the opposite of that, because Saturday is the ancestral link. It's one of the further planets on the outside of our planetary system, so it gives us an extra boost in order to be able to break that barrier that comes along with keeping us grounded or keeping us unable to reach out and further and deeper. Now, which deities or the nature gods are linked with Saturday? For starters, Asar which is the ancient Kemetic or ancient Egyptian god, which would have been Osiris, right? And Asar or Osiris was the great king or pharaoh, and there's legend that he actually existed as a man and was a king, and when he died, he was deified, right? So Saturday represents that energy of the ancient one who lived and then died, and we respect and reverence that particular deity on Saturday. Now, what does that actually mean? If you work with ancestral energy, your work is dealing with the things and the people that have come before you, whether it be your mother, your father, your grandmother, your grandfather, anybody in your genetic line or bloodline that helped you to get to where you are now. Those people are still with you, and not just esoterically, but in your blood, in your genes, in your DNA. They are still there, right? So on Saturday, we reverence and respect and acknowledge, and we try to get in touch with that energy that is linked to those that came before us. Now, why, right? Granted, it's great to get in touch with these old energies, but we're not getting in touch directly with them necessarily at times, unless you are focusing on a particular person, right? But if you weren't focusing on a particular person and you were focusing on the pool of things, if all these people went back to a particular source, you would be pulling from all their experiences, their knowledge, their feelings, everything, all blended together as one, right? And this is what ancestral magic, ancestral worship, ancestral devotion is about. Now, why is that important? As we go forth in this life, we are to rise from our lower selves to our higher self, right? And by doing this, we are able to shed off layers of ourself that we have collected by walking this earth. And really what that means is, from the time you were born, you were given two things. You were given your blood and your ancestry and your connection to them. And you were also given by society something that you were supposed to do. We all in society, when we are born, we have already been sort of programmed, our society, that we are supposed to integrate into it and do things. We grow up, we learn to walk, we learn to talk, we learn to eat, drink, walk, and talk, and then we learn to work, to go to school, we learn to work, and we learn to dedicate ourselves to this system that already had a program going before that. Society puts this shell upon us and says, this is what you are, and this is who you are, right? And at some point, some of us realize that's not who we want to be, for one. That's not who we are, or something else, right? So if you've realized you're not directly connected, or you're not wanting to be fully integrated into this system because you see it as a decadent, decaying, and dying system ran by greed, control, and selfishness, then you have to now rebuild yourself from the ground floor up. You've got to go back. You're traveling from where you're at now, back through time, back through the layers of what you have experienced, back to your core, so that you can find who you actually are and what you're actually supposed to do. When you were born, you had a certain characteristic, a certain proclivity to certain things. Your energy was a certain way. You either were very talkative or very quiet. You were either very creative, or you were very athletic, or you were very something. And then somewhere along the line, you were told to pipe down, to not talk so much, to pay attention. All these things that come along with taking you from what you were naturally predisposed to do to what society wanted you to do. Even your parents, unknowing, would have shouted or said some of these things to you to make you be more society oriented, or more societal, right? And at some point, some of us realize this is not what we want. This is not what we want to do. This is not a higher form of living. It is a lower form of living, and it is beneath us, because there is something else greater that we feel inside. And that is where the ancient ways and the ancient orders and these ancestral ways come from. That is the marker. That is what you're supposed to travel back through you and through time in order to put back together, or to understand, right? Now, there's a misconception in a lot of these different spiritual or religious orders that you have to consciously focus on exterior, external. Either you are a person who has learned that there is magic in the world, and you're trying to exert your will upon the world by doing certain things, whether it be, some people like to say that they're creating rituals or casting spells or doing all these particular things. That's great and all, but you're kind of missing a point. You have to focus on yourself and your internal, your inside, your microcosm, right? Your inner universe, before you can become aligned with the outside universe, which are the planets moving, which are the people that are here on the planet, interacting with the people here on the planet, and the animals and nature, as you would interact with the systematic order of the planets in our solar system rotating around us, right? And also around the sun. This is really what a lot of this spiritual, esoteric energy and teaching is about. It is about you peeling back all the layers and the levels that society has put upon you, the shell, the dead skin of the snake or of the serpent, and exposing that fresh, new undergrowth, which has been there all along, but has had this dead social, societal, external influence placed upon it, right? So I'm going to leave you guys with that. I hope this actually helps you to understand some things about what we're actually trying to do, and what you may be trying to do. Maybe you're stuck in a particular aspect of your life. Maybe you're trying to push through the barriers of meditation or of your great work or metaphysical work, and maybe you just needed a jump start. Start with Saturday, start with today. Know that this is the end of the week, but also the beginning. You can tap into the death of things, the death of your ancestors, the death of people that have gone before you, the death of plant life. All things live and die, and all things return to the source, right? So I kind of want to leave you guys with that. If you like this video, go ahead and click like. If you have any questions, go ahead and comment below, and I'll talk to you guys later. Have a great day, and happy Saturn, and note that the goddess or Aset loves you, and love yourself. Imhotep.